The fact that you had K-Serrato deliver it both in the best of one and in the series play against Mouse, you got to be loving that. K-Serrato can just be a beast. Look at all the utility on this T-pistol round.
They got buckets full of it for FURIA.
Everyone's got something.
Yeah, they do, and let's see what they can do with it. So utility deployed out towards the A side, smoke out towards main. Couple of shots being whizzed through as K-Serrato and Cello, the first two men in. Alexi B tries to get through the smoke, but punished by Cello on the turn back.
Yeah, and now kind of locked out of the bomb site. Molotov up towards heaven, so ain't nobody is swinging to retake or stop that bomb plant. All those nades FURIA used, and look at what it's done. There's no damage taken from anyone on the FURIA side. K-Serrato's barely been touched. NAVI have got a really hard task, perhaps an impossible task to retake this bomb
flash
site.
Has to be perfect. This has to be one of the most impactful flashbangs ever. And, well, K-Serrato is blinded. Ima and Wonderful coming in with a couple of kills here for NAVI, but plenty more still needed, and they're getting those kills. It's suddenly only Skulls left in a 1v3 in the hut, and FURIA have let this one go. That bomb is not planted for Skulls, and he's preoccupied dealing with Ima, who runs on in, and JL closes it. NAVI pull off the retake, and that round started so well for FURIA.
You DJ, play that whole round over again. I want to see how that broke down. How did FURIA only manage to get one kill on the retake? That flash wasn't even the perfect flash that you said it was going to have to be. Absolutely crazy. There's the first, but it's Wonderful coming in from Mini. 2 headshots, clearing them out. Nicely done. I guess so much the attention of FURIA taken up towards that heaven retake that Wonderful just gets to have a nice time of things. But that's got to be frustrating. You get in a 5-on-4, no damage taken, you have all that utility, you get the bomb planted.
Yeah.
Oof.
I mean, speaking of frustrating, we were commentating the NAVI Liquid game, and it seemed like NAVI were very far ahead, and then we got to sort of listen in, and there were some frustrations leaking into the camp at that point. Nipped it in the bud, got through that game versus Liquid, but they're very close to falling to them.
I think that's more frustration of the matchup at hand more than anything, and obviously the frustration that we could tell, and I'm sure NAVI knows very much and had conversations. It was not a good day of Counter-Strike for them. They managed to beat Liquid when they were playing maybe like their, let's call it their C+ game.
Sure.
And that's more, I think, the frustration that we were seeing there, and it obviously good for them to kind of tamp it out. Blade had to burn like 2 or 3 timeouts straight to get over that hump.
Just to get 1 round extra.
Yeah, but now you come in reset and refreshed, and you know that was a weakness in a previous series, and you're doing everything as a player to not let that creep up in the future games that you have to play.
Skulls has got his AK out, and everybody else on Tech 9, so FURIA have invested into this after getting a bomb plant in the pistol round. Can use the smokes to cross down Secret. Alexi B is already rotated down to B to address those possible problems, and he's got ramp.
Yeah, good Molotov as well. Segments the attack. Skulls wanted to come in for the trade. Fallen's made a move. Oh, beautiful headshot. One more down in Secret they don't know about yet, and Lobby is crunched, and the bomb is not going to be making it downstairs unless they get these kills, which they do.
Oh.
Alexi and Wonderful pulled out of position. And have to find a way to get it back.
Look how low K-Serrato and Skulls are at the moment. 1 HP for Skulls, K-Serrato on 6 HP. This could still go very badly for them. Yuri, such an important fight. And he just rips the head off of Alexi B.
Yeah, but the bomb's still down over in ramp, so Wonderful's got all the chances in the world to close this out. Looks like FURIA's going to come up with all 3 players at the same time, or they're just going to try and grab the bomb and smoke.
35 seconds.
K-Serrato's outplayed him. He's read this so well.
He's looking right up on top, and that MP9 brings him down. Wonderful will fall. FURIA's forced by works out, and tied scoreline 1-1.
Yeah, fine work with some of the Tech 9s. Fallen in the vents. Yuri obviously over towards single door. Decon, nice shooting. And I think NAVI maybe just getting pulled every which way. Not entirely sure where to be positioned. 1-1, and a 3rd round force buy from NAVI as they try and win it right back.
The force by wars begin. I'll see what Wonderful can do on the Deeg. Oh, he can be so sharp outside with it. We had a really stacked tournament this week, Jason, and I think we've had some results that you may not have predicted. The G2 exit, obviously, from first to worst in a week, and then we had also VP of taking down Astralis. Would you call that a surprise?
Not really, to be honest with you.
No, not really.
But more so, not any kind of huge knock on the Astralis lineup. Just it's very, very early on. We don't really know what they're kind of capable of just yet. But certainly the Eternal Fire loss earlier today after the finals.
That was surprising too.
And an event where they were looking good in terms of watching the games. Woxic was playing well. Zantar is still playing well.
Yeah, it feels like gone are the days where in Counter-Strike you have one team that was, one or two teams that were just winning every event, and you kind of were super confident they'd be able to replicate that success in the follow-up event.
It's really kind of the story of the second half of the year. We'll get into in a second. Hold the phone, 5-7 at range, does good damage on a Fallen. Other players are going to start streaming in. They want to go for this fight. Smoked off. Cello might have a chance for some exits. But yeah, it's been the story of this year, and really kind of the story we're trying to figure out as the second major looms around the corner and comes to a close. You know, we've spent so much of this year where it's like 4 teams that feel like could win any event that they've gone to at various points. NAVI winning that first major, and ever since then have been challenged. Vitality, G2, Spirit's been up there. You know, like you've had all these teams that have kind of rotated through and had the big event performances. And then you have so many upsets as well coming from like the next tier down. Teams, everyone's dangerous. So like that's kind of for me, the story of the second half of the year is how does this all shape up? Like, does it actually have a semblance of a hierarchy when we get to the end of the day? Yeah,
it feels like that is a long way off. And that makes it exciting for next year, you know? You got that open circuit, a lot of events. Be interested to see how everything shakes out going into the new season. And things ramp up to close this one at the major. A 2-1 start for FURIA. The NAVI force buy did not really get the result it wanted. They saved most of these weapons. Looks like Kestrada could have taken a few of them away, but he didn't go around that corner. So 4 players stay up for NAVI. And they'll get a chance to do some damage again, but their buy will come in the next round. And the most likely scoreline now at this point is 3-1 for FURIA.
Yeah, but hold the phone for just a second, because NAVI with those 4 saved weapons, the MP9 they picked up can drop the Deagle over to Bit. So actually it's a pretty similar buy that NAVI have to the last round. And they kind of gave it up there because they could tell they were just out of position, and they'll just try again here.
And now they got nothing to lose, right? So you can throw everything into it.
Be aggressive. They've got a smoke to slow things down, at least initially. Kestrada getting a nice position in Hut to be able to pounce.
He's just going to bide his time. We had a round in the corner for Kestrada.
Yeah, they have no idea. JL's looking to posture for that deep fight. Yima had the flashbang to bounce off the wall in towards lobby and just never even made it there due to Kestrada's position. So FURIA doing a really good job of neutralizing these low half buys and not taking any damage from it. That's all 5 gone for NAVI, and 3-1 indeed.
Well, this is what they've been waiting for. NAVI finally getting out the M4s, the MP9, still in the hands of JL. And I'm sure NAVI were the team that were least happy about that final being changed from BO3 to BO5. As they have obviously broken the curse, being able to win a BO5 final, but not necessarily their strong suit. They'll obviously make it into either the semis or the quarterfinals today, a step closer.
Okay, we'll see if this is going to be an execute. You imagine in a round like this, they're going to have a round of utility to pull out the counter mollies and counter smokes from the defense, and perhaps re-aggress a little bit later. Ima's held on to held his nerve, so Molotov still in his hand at the upper bomb site if FURIA do come back to it. I was talking with some of the other guys because we haven't covered any of the FURIA games yet at this event. And it was, you know, kind of looking at it, you're like, as I mentioned, Kestrada just has beautiful stat lines. And some of the other guys were telling me, yeah, it's been awesome, but a lot of the story has been like the supporting cast stepping up. Like Kestrada, great. But obviously like Fallen, Cello, Yuri, those guys having good performances around Kestrada has been the big deal for FURIA.
Sort of facilitating Kestrada and being able to just provide those extra bells to the whistle. And I think this is a FURIA squad that we were very excited about at the start of the year when they made the change, or the start of the season rather, when they got Skulls into the team. Just seemed to make a whole lot of sense.
Interesting. That was FURIA's kind of second round of the upper execute, and with the utility that NAVI had been able to save, they stall it out. So FURIA's got to improvise over to the B bomb site, over towards ramp room with Bit at an off angle. Good swing from Kestrada up close. Alexi's here, can't handle the heat. Only 1 kill.
Yeah, had a chance there with the element of surprise. They might not have expected him to be standing there. He gets away with one, but not going to be enough. But 9 seconds left for FURIA. IMA waiting for the control room, gets annihilated by Fallen, but they need to plant.
Nope.
No, and they've run out of time. Oh no, they ran out of time. Just a second away from being able to pull that one off, and FURIA unable to get it done, and Alexi B wins the round by just staying alive.
Yeah, man, he stalls that out just enough. That's a very fortunate round for NAVI to take away. Good job from them, and FURIA just losing a little track of the clock. Took an extra second to get that bomb close. This was a beautiful find outside. Wonderful out in the open. He did have a teammate kind of blocking him, but I think he would.
Yeah, he was already out of time by the time he hit his teammate, but that could have been a problem if there was just enough time, right? There was 4 seconds and his teammate's blocking the plant spot. Ooh, that's a little screaming match going down right there.
All right, nice little push. Blow up in the smoke as soon as it plumes. Timing crunch towards lobby. K-Serrato hears all this, calls it out to FURIA, and backs away slowly. That's going to pick up their pace outside, and this time Wonderful delivers.
Yeah, Wonderful catch in Skulls. He's not going to be too happy about the fact that he can't join his teammates down lower. And speaking of down lower, JL has joined, and he's inside of the vent. He's got a kill on Cello with the MP9. Long range fight as K-Serrato comes on top of Wonderful, and it's going to end up with IMA having to trade it back. So FURIA down to 2v4. Not a position to want to find themselves in at this point. And it's down to K-Serrato to try and do something magical, and it's a good idea to blast open that smoke and take a fight against IMA. He's once again behind cover and has 55 seconds to play with.
It's Fallen's turn to make a play. I don't think he spotted that whatsoever. He might have had a glimpse of his shoulder at the last second, but Bit's going to keep his eyes peeled on vents. Fallen might be in for a rough surprise as he comes down trying to be quiet. Easy kill for Bit. And that leaves it all on just one. So Navi's going to even things up at 3. There's still money for FURIA on the T side to buy up into the next round.
Yeah. I thought you said Colin, and I was like, who the hell is Colin? Then I realized that you meant Fallen. That made a whole lot more sense.
Did I say Colin?
No, I don't think you did.
You just heard it.
I just heard Colin, you know? So shout out to you, Colin, watching from home.
Yeah, all the Collins out there in the world, it's a good day to be you.
Other than, you know, opposed to all the other days.
Some days are better than others.
Yeah, Serrato, no time to make anything here, so he's just going to get away with another exit on Bit and just retreat.
That's a very valuable kill, though. That third one prevents an AK from being saved by Bit, forces a rebuy, so money's still going to be low. FURIA, despite the fact that they've lost the past couple of rounds, they're still in a position to put Navi in a very weird economic situation moving forward.
FURIA can continue to keep getting a decent buyout here, so 8K's on everybody. And there's still a lot of cash left over, even if they lose this for FURIA.
Guys, we can't. It was good. Listen to me. It was a random round because we spoiled their plan. And I think it's not good because we was.
Don't punish, guys. Focus on this round. Fuck that round.
Yes.
Yeah, things get a little crazy. Don't get your point out quick enough, and it's time to move on to the next one. But basically, just saying that was a late round because we stalled out their plan. Something Navi might want to keep doing moving forward.
I kind of like it. It's like, we don't want to hear this right now.
Yeah, we've had enough of the motivational speech. Lost in the smoke. K-Serrato gonna have to back away. He's taking damage. So is Bit, who falls over towards ramp room. Good challenge from Cello.
1 for 1 to kick off round 7. Fallen's got a lot of space to play with. He's pushing in towards Hell, but JL pushes down Hut and catches K-Serrato. But it's on Fallen, who's got spotted. Wonderful knows the second player's there. And it's decent work from Wonderful at Heaven. Under a minute left on the clock. Navi 4v2 again. Found themselves in this position last round. Were able to close it out. And not a kill from Alexi B. He was so close to taking Cello out there, and that would have certainly confirmed the round.
Yeah, but there's no safety in this bomb site for FURIA. They're going to get this planted, but they're not going to feel like they can actually go anywhere. Cello this is his only option, and really, it's not even an option. He doesn't know it's on the other side. He's only got 25 HP. Very hard post-plant for FURIA.
Cello, double doors, swing wide open, goes into the fight against Wonderful, and Skulls is now alone in the site. He's done well. Second headshot's in, and he just cracks open Skulls. That is one hell of a clutch.
There he is. That's a nasty little sequence. You see some of that precision aim from Skulls that made him such an awesome pickup for this FURIA team. It's made him such an interesting player over the past few years as he's kind of broken out. That was the kind of Skulls we didn't get to see enough on Liquid. What a big-time clutch.
Dude, that is so sick. Not easy shots either. Two different elevated positions. Yes, I take this first, then flick up, and just headshot after headshot. And that fires FURIA up. And it breaks the money, more importantly, here for NAVI. It puts them down to a weaker investment.
Yeah, this is what I meant. Just not a lot of cash to work with. So it's a decent buy in terms of weaponry. Missing a lot of nades, obviously. Cello's out here with very, very fast timing. So Wonderful's put in an awkward scenario. Oh, FURIA's all over the map.
Hello.
This is
Goodbye.
they've just beat NAVI in this round.
They've rode this momentum off the back of that Skulls moment straight into winning the follow-up round. And this really does spell disaster for the money of NAVI now, because if it looked bad at the start of this, it will look worse in the next. We're looking at 6 rounds to the T side for FURIA.
It's obviously awesome for FURIA, if for no other reason. I mean, you gave yourself so many advantages, but also NAVI's so good on this map when they have their rifles and they have all their utility of being able to move, like knowing when to stall out, which choke points so you could rotate to which positions. They are so good at reading this map, and you take a lot of those resources away, and it gets a lot more difficult for them to be as mobile as they'd like. FURIA is going to get 5, 2-round lead. Bit and Alexi have nothing to do but look for some weapons on the ground.
Yeah, a long way off having anything to do with this round, NAVI, and with that, it is more likely that FURIA takes 6 on the T side, and already it's a fantastic haul out of the T side of Nuke. Now, this is one of the maps that was kind of early adopted by this FURIA squad at the start of the season, if you remember back.
Yeah, EWC, the first time that lineup played, they played like 4 to 5 maps.
And they played NAVI.
Yeah. I mean, it was one of those maps I remember them talking about a little later where they were just like, yeah, it was just kind of the first map that we felt good on. Like, as time has gone on, they haven't been as reliant on it, but I think obviously still feeling like it's a map they feel like they can contend with the best teams in the world on.
This is a matchup we don't really get all that often, FURIA versus NAVI. It's happened twice, and it happens once a year in Saudi Arabia. That's just kind of all that really happens. So good to see it here in Rio. And it is true, we do see FURIA kind of just have this jump up in performances when they're playing in Rio de Janeiro. Remember back just over 2 years ago when they were playing in the major, that was a huge moment for them, making it into the playoffs, just starting to dream that, you know, this dream is becoming a reality, and then last year, decent work as well.
Boa. Gostou dessa, patrão? Boa, boa, boa. O cara viu a C4 lá embaixo, nós vamos do ponto A, velho. Well.
Tell you what, Fallen's a fun personality when things are going right. He's a good person to have in your camp, keeping all the spirits up, keeping everyone laughing. Queserado, they sent him out behind the smokes against a low buy just to see if he can deathmatch, but look at what it's forced. Bit to make a reaction. I don't know how he's won that fight. A little bit awkward, but thankfully Skulls is there.
Yeah, he just barrels right into him. Important kill for Fallen as JL walks out of main to his death.
They planted the bomb downstairs with only one player with the bomb.
Ooh.
Fallen was lurking outside, Skulls was lurking lobby.
A little bit of risk involved in that, but that's going to work out in the end.
Oh.
Okay, nice shot from Wonderful. That's a better weapon, but he won't get it because Cello was close behind, drops him, and there's that 6th round for FURIA.
All right, let's see what Navi's got now. They have to buy here. Down by 3, 3 rounds remaining in the half. M4's come back out. Wonderful still without the AWP. I don't think we've seen it a single time in his hands on this map quite yet. Navi haven't been able to win enough to get the funds to afford it. So Blade's going to call a timeout, use their first, talk things over, and try and make sure this first half doesn't spiral completely out of control. And it's something I'd imagine he'd want to be on top of today. He probably made a mental note about that after the series against Liquid, getting battered on the opening map of Inferno, and then obviously coming back to win this series. But that first map was a Navi that was very flat. It was not the Navi that we're used to. And I imagine Blade is seeing some signs of that right now that he wants to turn around.
Yeah, catch it now. 3 rounds left in this first half. You can still leave with the tied scoreline, but you don't want to let FURIA go into the second half with a lead. And that lack of wonderful AWP presence is certainly felt, as 5 rifles have to continue into the server here for NAVI. It's going to be Fallen, aggressive outside with his sniper. He was leading the charge, and Wonderful just swings right into him in close quarter fight. The M4 comes out on top.
That op on the ground might look like a tasty treat for Wonderful as this round goes later. Navi can find a way to pick that up. That smoke, there was a big gap in it. I don't think Yuri even realized it. So free kill for Alexi outside. And this is starting to look really good for Navi. 5-on-3. If you can keep these weapons alive, all of a sudden you can forget about those money issues. Wonderful's in the checkmate position for any play in towards Mini.
Alexi B's got him. Cello's to overextend, but Wonderful! Oh, it's so clean. Great work. 3K in the round, and Kesrado left with an impossible situation in front of him.
And Wonderful's already stepping up to find that AWP. Kesrado just chilling in lobby. 4th round for Navi, and this one is oh so clean.
Currently ongoing, the adjacent game we've got is Vitality versus Heroic. Winner advancing to the semifinals, loser to the quarterfinals in that game as well. Yeah, Heroic, I think, it's really hard to call where that team is at. Sometimes they just have some really good results and you get really excited about them, and then they have disappointing runs. I just don't know where to place them in the hierarchy of things, Jason. It's hard.
Yeah, it is. It's a weird one over there. It doesn't help, obviously, the now feeling like it's resolved, but the Dexter saga of,
yeah, that was weird.
Is he able to play? Is he going to be at events? You know, awkward practice and all that jazz. So, yeah, good to see them putting up a fight. Good to see them in the playoffs as that organization tries to rebuild. Fist bumps all around for Navi. Much later in their rebuilding phase, and on the other side of the spectrum, ranked as the best team in the world.
Now this is Fallen taking a risky play outside and ends up just getting beat to his position by Wonderful. He does fantastic work with the rifle.
Nice, how many kills? Nice. Let's fucking go.
How many? Quick check of the screen.
That's legit.
Yeah, nice little 3K.
JL hyping the boy up.
Out of the timeout. And back to a round win for Navi. Let's see if they can replicate it and start stringing some together to round out this first half. Cello, he's already got some control towards top secret. Although a Molotov might make things a little uncomfortable, so he doesn't want to hang around. Instead, he gets into the smokes, and this could be a problem.
Yeah, this is kind of cool, actually. FURIA show they're going secret. They send bodies there. They let their presence known, and Yuri cannot find the kill in Mini. That's Alexi holding onto it, but Cello still has such an advanced position. And Navi have no idea about this quite yet. I have to imagine, though, with 5 defenders alive, if you're Cello, it is a little difficult to work up the courage to make the move. You feel like you're going to be spotted as soon as you step out of that cover. And really, FURIA have nothing on the other players to activate them. Kesrado has some utility. But it's going to be a very narrow window for Cello.
Here comes Bit, getting a little hungry. Pushes himself in towards ramp room a little further. 30 seconds is all that FURIA have got left in this round, and they're a player down with some damaged goods.
Oh, it's so smart. It's so smart. The discipline to not take that shot. The real power, the real impact is at this upper bomb site. Oh, Cello might be the round-winning play. There's one, and that's it. Snapshot from Ema.
It likes to be within the sight, and although it did have the possibility of turning into a round victory, the play from Cello not able to make enough happen. And a 5th round for Navi collected as we go into the last round of this first half, but they found themselves decent positioning at the end. FURIA just couldn't quite capitalize. Too many targets.
It's going to be a hard one. Cello needed to grab 2 there, but again, Navi, I think with the sense that FURIA enjoy finishing at this upper bomb site, like these upper bomb site hits, this site is stacked later on in the round. And without anyone really pressuring ramp room and pressuring secret, it kind of solidifies your confidence in that kind of a call on the defensive side of things.
Couple of AKs put together. Kesrado and Cello managing to afford those. Everybody else on Tech 9s, P250. That's what they got to work with now. FURIA going into the last round of this first half. They've already done a fantastic job on the T side, getting 6 rounds on Nuke. But obviously, if they can squeeze one extra out, that would be fantastic. Wonderful getting the AWP out over the last 2 rounds now. We'll take it outside for a spin. Skulls Putting pressure in towards Hut early on, but that molly is going to force them back, and FURIA will have to take a moment to pause. Although Kesrada doesn't know the meaning of the word, he's already out in the middle of the site taking fights. It's a headshot on Ima, but quickly answered by JL and Alexi B. But JL did damage, but didn't finish. Skulls off. 3v3, a lot of time to play with, and Yuri, he's just having a little walk around main. He can't find anybody at the moment.
He's trying to make a decision, and he's already made it now. Yeah, he's like, do I want to stick around and play behind this smoke and lurk mini, or do I want to wrap around towards heaven with this Tech 9?
Well, this could be a really cool move from Yuri coming in from heaven.
I don't know. They're pushed forward.
But
they're in safe positions.
Yeah, exactly. They're not open to these fights, especially with the Tech 9. Even when you start giving away your position in favor of Alexi B at range with that AK to come out on top. Bit has lower covered. Looks solid now, but that'll certainly help. Fallen with a kill through the smoke at the door. Alexi B taken out.
Yeah, but look at Wonderful. Smart, bold play. There it is. Bomb dropped. One more kill out in the open. They're going to have to come back to and recover this. They've got no smoke for the choke point, so Wonderful just needs to hold on.
Yeah, and he knows they're likely to come through Hut, so he just holds, but Fallen baited the shot out of him. Wonderful still gone to the safety of the corner, but Yuri's now arrived to the bomb site. It is Bit put alone in a 1v2, and they leap back, put that bomb down in the site. Fallen now has AWP, and he's covering off the main entrance. Bomb is planted behind the site, and Bit's waiting for a peek, but nothing's coming his way. There's no mistakes being made, and Fallen will pull it back. FURIA with 7 rounds on the T side of Nuke. the matchup that decides who's going to the semis and to the quarters. We've got NAVI versus FURIA, and right now it is FURIA in the lead. Something about Rio de Janeiro and getting the most out of this squad. They are currently leading against NAVI at least.
Well, you've been getting the most out of K-Serrata that you've had in a long, full opening best of one. Beautiful series against Mouse, and now leading the way against NAVI. 12-6 for K-Serrata. I'd say one of the highlights of that opening half, though, was the 1v3 from Skulls that helped keep them on the map and keep NAVI buried for a time. Let's see if Navi's T-side of Alexi can call them back. It's going to have to be stellar.
Well, it's a stellar shot to open things up, but with that easy shot at range on Fallen.
Clocks, man.
Yeah, they're just so good. The little laser beams in your hand.
They're a better long range than the USP, I feel like.
Occasionally. Well, JL not enjoying the USP blasting his head off. Look at this from Wonderful. Got him behind Cello at the right time, but he's got to worry about... Oh, Skulls, he did worry about him for a second and then dispatched off.
It's a very worthwhile death for Skulls to take, though, to make sure Wonderful can't just maximize that flank. And, ooh, out of position. Cello considered it. They're going to have to rotate elsewhere. He's going to get up the vent fast, and he's probably... Oh, here's the bomb being planted. One up in heaven, one in the site, one coming back through lobby.
Well, Cello's going to go back and address the problem of Alexi B, or at least attempt to, but he won't be able to stop the Finn. And Navi looking very good to close out this pistol round now. K-Serrata is taking a lot of damage on board, and time is starting to tick. Without a kit, FURIA needs some headshots to come in quickly. Well, they've got one at heaven. Bit is down. K-Serrata now leaping into the site. He's got Yuri with him, but Imma blasting away his teammate. His support network is gone, leaving K-Serrata on low HP in the rafters. And the time too far gone, too thin. And K-Serrata will climb down and run away to save his Kevlar and the Julies. It'll be Navi with a pistol in the second half and a 7-6 scoreline because of that.
It's both pistols for Navi in this map now. They had the beautiful retake. They did lose the second round of the first half.
In general, that's a very good recipe being made in terms of being able to compete to close the map in your favor. Well, the only time they played this year, Navi did get the better of FURIA, but that squad had just come together. But obviously you would expect them to be able to get the win versus FURIA again today. FURIA have got themselves a bit of a force buy going on, Jason. 5-7s, MP9.
Why not? See if you can turn it around just like the first half. There's the waterfall smoke over Mini. Bits up on top here and around it, but it's given Ima a lot of space, a lot of comfort to slide into Big Garage. So FURIA shore up the defense over towards Secret. However, Heaven and Hell are being pressured very quickly. Bit's already climbing up past the aircon unit. And K-Serrata with the dualies is going to have a job to do.
Yeah, flash in towards Heaven. Bit goes for a peek, doesn't see anybody. That's because K-Serrata intelligently positioned himself around the corner. Minute 5 left in the round for Navi. And they haven't seen anything at all from FURIA, so they're worried about a stack. Don't want to walk into any trap that FURIA have laid for them. But they're about to get a little bit more proactive through the top of Secret Stars here, FURIA.
Biggest issue they got to be careful about is any kind of secret aggression, which is now backing away because the bomb is in Big Garage, kind of on its own. It's going to have to cross over. But the Secret players thankfully have gone back, and oh lord, what a flashbang from Fallen. And all of a sudden, this has gone to hell.
Yeah, it's gone to hell real fast. Well, 30 seconds left. Navi still can't turn this back, but a lot of work still to be done. And not a lot of time for it. JL. Oh, he gets blasted. He gets absolutely railed by that 5-7. Another dink to the head, this time of Alexi B, and they're feeling bruised. Navi feeling worried. And Alexi B now alone making the last-ditch effort for a bomb plant. That's the best he can hope for because he does not look like he's got a shot at winning this. They're charging him down. Bomb plants in. At least he secures that, but pistols come on top here for FURIA.
Okay, well, forget about Navi winning both pistols because they've lost both second rounds.
Yeah,
It no longer matters that you've won the pistols. FURIA's come right back into this, and you got to say, that's great discipline from FURIA. Navi actually had so much space. They were in such good advanced position so early on and weren't able to make anything out of them, being a little bit cautious of committing too early. But the discipline of FURIA to have that flash in Fallen's hands, clear out Heaven, so perfect. Bit and Ima, they're so blind.
The effectiveness of a flashbang. Yeah, frustrating round for Navi. You can see it really has affected them. And they're sent back to the Stone Age. They only got their default pistols apart from JL. He's been able to get a little bit of extra cash thrown his way. He'll pick up a Deagle. But realistically, a 9th round now for FURIA, almost teed up. The first time they played Nuke this year, it was a close game. It was a 13-11 win for NAVI. But FURIA, even in the early rendition of the roster, were able to compete with NAVI right to the bitter end. Let's clean up from Fallen, triple kill. He'll take it out by Imma. Cello's got the rest. And JL will topple. Spirits look good over at FURIA. It'd be nice to be in their camp right now, wouldn't it?
Yeah, why not? I remember, too, this is, as you mentioned, this is not an elimination game. It's for semifinals or quarterfinals, so the amount of pressure on your shoulders is far less than you might expect, knowing that you can't be eliminated from the event. And obviously, you've had a lot of cool things. You win both second rounds. You win the 1v3. Queserado's having a good game. You got a lot of reasons to have a positive vibe in the FURIA camp right now. Second timeout used by Blade, still trying to get NAVI back into form to avert a first map loss.
They did win multiple rounds. In fact, they went on a great streak towards the end of the half after the timeout from Blade. He was able to turn it around.
Can you put charms on a knife, Dinko?
That would be, I don't know. I don't know yet. I actually haven't played Counter-Strike since that update came out. So I'm looking forward to finally sitting down and making my guns look like kids' toys.
Yeah,
I can't wait to do it.
You're gonna put them on?
Oh, I'm gonna be dangling,
You're gonna
Jason.
stack the charms?
I'm gonna add some danglers to my guns, that's
All right.
for sure. I like when the bean's flicking around on the front of the gun. It looks real good.
Oh, you've really gone hard in the paint there. I admire it. Blind shot doesn't land from Fallen. Smoke broken open. That almost netted him some vision to get one, and good damage onto Imma, down to 51 HP. Softens him up for Cello, who's already in secret, but he's getting wrapped back around from vents, so that'll be a 1-for-1. And now FURIA have an issue. You need to rotate down ramp now, because you can no longer go through vents knowing JL's in this position. Fallen with his op is still focused towards ramp room. No one's addressed the lower bomb site. No one even really seems concerned about the lower bomb site. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Not getting the most amount of love from FURIA. But certainly NAVI will caress it with a bomb plant. Here's the plant locked in. And FURIA, if they want to win this round, it would have to be a retake on the B bomb site. So let's see what they can pull off. Wonderful still up on the outside area, just having a little look around, isn't seeing anything, and FURIA not exactly going for this. So safe call already made. 7 rounds for NAVI collected, so out of the timeout into a round win, and it was a bit of a strange round, a little pacifist round, really.
I would just be curious about what the comms were on the FURIA side. They had the smoke wall up to give access over to secret. Cello gets one before going down. Obviously, JL slid out into the smoke by Squeak Door and got down the vent with anyone noticing it, or else Cello would have at least tried to take that fight. But like the comms after that, to think that there would be no one else down low, they might have just said, you know what, we can't really make it to defend in any way. Let's just hope they don't go there, and if they do, we save. But yeah, tactically just out-positioned on the map.
And they'll keep everything. So another really solid buy here, and some residual cash left over in behind it. With an opportunity now for NAVI. Let's try and build off of that, use that as the foundations. Outside smoke's thrown instantly from NAVI. Bit's already up on top of main roof. Has had a quiet game here, Bit, by his own standard. 4-13. We've become used to seeing Bit have a lot stronger performances recently. Perhaps on the T side is where he can find more impact. So JL gets down the vent, very silently, delicately.
It's basically the same exact round as last time, the same exact tactic to a certain extent. This time, however, 2 players from FURIA, Fallen and Cello, had pushed lobby and cleared it, and now rotate down low. Deploy their smokes immediately to buy themselves time to get into the best position they possibly can.
Well, they're holding on this time, FURIA. But will it be able to be a stronghold? Fallen's got eyes on the decon door swing. Smoke will make it almost impossible for him to deliver the impact required, so Cello steps up instead. His rifle's good, he tries to flick back to the control room, but Navi splitting it, but it's all FURIA. It's the defense that comes out on top. Bit and Alexi B left in an almost impossible situation. Alexi does no longer have a teammate with him and no longer alive himself. Comfortable from FURIA in the end once they get players down on B.
Yeah, this time they caught it at the perfect moment. Good utility usage to get Cello and Fallen comfortable. You also slid Skulls over as a third defender into ramp room, which is why he's there so fast to protect Fallen from one final player. This is just a really well-played round from FURIA. Last time they got beat on the timings and didn't think it was worth rotating. This round, they had it perfect.
I see a lot of fire right now for FURIA as they play for a semi-final spot, but Bit just stops that ramp push. Fallen and Cello get nowhere near their intended position because Bit just lines them up.
And I hate to say it, but this might be one of those chill rounds where it's basically a save for FURIA. They might just park 3 players in the upper bomb site and say, please come here. Serado's going to big garage. Skulls is outside. Yuri's backed off as well. So a free round for Navi from this point after Bit's opening double. And a smart call for FURIA, playing the money game. They got plenty of cash, so don't risk weapons in unwinnable rounds.
Yeah, because you know Navi are going to be a really difficult team to finally close out on this map. You don't want to give them any opportunities. Take control of the money game. Now that's pretty much the round that 2 players push into Bit. He gets both kills, and FURIA have nothing to do.
Yeah, they must have called that ramp push. They were doing it back-to-back again. They did it in the previous round. They looked like they were going to do it again here. And maybe they just didn't have as good a spawns, because Bit's way more advanced than they ever would have expected. So Navi's still going to be difficult to put away. Op in the hands of Wonderful. AK-47's around it going into round 19.
Didn't get to see a whole lot in the first half from Wonderful. Let's see what he can do with it on the T side of Nuke. 2 rounds away from tying the scoreline up for Navi. And that can happen very quickly. Squeaky door blown open. JL searching for the opening fight. Looked like he was close to getting an opportunity there, but didn't go his way. And Yuri, somewhat aggressive at red. He's not seeing any presence from any of the Navi players. I'll retreat now. He takes steps back to safety. Cello might be under a little bit of pressure here. Fallen also, because Navi have players congregating just outside of ramp, just chilling for the moment. But the AWP of Wonderful, that could be the peak that Fallen has to deal with, and he can't stop it. Wonderful nails his opportunity, and now with 1:10 left, Navi up a player.
Cello's already dropped down low. So has Serado joined up with him through the vent. So has Yuri. So complete evacuation of the upper bomb site. And Navi, Alexi's got the feel. He's got the read of it because he's bringing Navi back to lobby to just walk out hut. And there ain't nobody home. So Bit can provide a little bit of a distraction if he peeks in and gets an engagement. He's got no smoke to make them feel he's committed. A kill would be everything, but Cello's calling it out right now that they're still probing, so still no information that the upper bomb site is about to be taken.
Yeah, only 30 seconds left.
And if it is, it's another save for FURIA. There's nothing they can do.
I mean, it is the upper take. So, save call will be made. And then 9th round for Navi. FURIA having to hang on to their resources for the next round again. And this is starting to become, I'm sure, a frustrating game for FURIA on the CT side, where they don't really ever feel like they're in these rounds, like they have a fight available to them. Now a Skull spotted. It's unlikely he gets away with his life now.
Yeah, the problem is also, if you're so many rounds where you're having to just save because you've been tactically outplayed, at some point, it's not going to be a clean save. At some point, they're going to hunt you down. They're going to find an extra kill here or there. Maybe, perhaps, take this op away. Good nade, not going to kill Serado with plenty of damage, and now he's on his own. And now he's going to go down because the Molotov forces his hand into the open and he just burns.
Yeah, this is even more frustrating because you made this call to save, you cancelled the attempt of the round, and then you walk away with nothing anyway.
And that's, you got to give so much credit to Alexi there in the mid-round, because that's a tendency that he probably would have caught on to in the previous, 2 rounds going, or the previous round, the round that lost going to the lower bomb site of, he's recognizing, okay, in the mid-round this time, they got downstairs, they put smokes up in window, they put smokes up at the double doors. That's when they set up the defense at the lower bomb site. This time again, Cello drops, and when Fallen dies, he puts another smoke over at the windows to protect himself, and that's the indication for Alexi. Okay, they're setting up that defense at that lower bomb site again. They've probably got 2 players there. Let's make the educated guess, and it turns out they had 3 players there, and the upper bomb site is free.
And now the money looks terrible for FURIA. They have to go into MP9s. They're going to leave some cash over for a buy in the next, but this is almost them conceding the fact that this is going to be a tied scoreline. NAVI have done very well. Just a battle back in this second half. A team we always knew was going to be hard to put away for FURIA. And they're displaying that at the moment. So Kesserado feeling freed up, emboldened by the fact that he only has an MP9, so he gets freed up to push in towards the lobby, and he walks away with 2 kills. Now there is a hunt onto Wonderful, but he turns back and stops Skulls. He's got the read on the roof as well. Wonderful making sure that NAVI stay ahead in this fight.
Too much from FURIA. Just be content with the double kill from Kesserado. Nobody could pull themselves back in. After the aggression was called for, Yuri also picked off. What a round from Wonderful.
Yeah, he's landed some 6 shots in this round. Obviously, a lot of pushes coming towards him. That can be a very high-pressure environment for an AWPer when some of these SMGs and pistols are running you down, and he handles it like a pro. Oh, saves the round for NAVI. Wins it on his own and puts himself up to 20 kills. He's having a great game here so far. Scoreline tied up. Remember, this was a round where there was just MP9s purchased for NAVI, a couple of upgrade pistols.
It's from FURIA. Ooh, good kills at the end.
For FURIA,
would have been nice, yeah. I mean, it is that we've kind of started calling it the FURIA buy, the like SMG buy, when you're right on the edge of getting rifles, drop down and do the SMGs. Still plenty of danger, still chances to win those rounds, but it also gives you some money to play with moving into the future, which is why they're able to afford the AWP on Fallen in this round and the M4s on everyone else. What a round from Wonderful. Quad kill. Actually, I think he got the ace at the end, didn't he? Yeah, he killed Fallen at the end.
Yeah, he did. All 5 for Wonderful.
Sneaky ace.
Yeah, sneaky little ace right at the end. NAVI in control at the moment. Even FURIA's buy has some weaknesses here and that. And fortunate that the timing did not reveal him, and well, not a good start to the round here for NAVI. They're down 2 players. Make it 3, make it 4. That's a blink of an eye, and the round is done. Wonderful would have to save them again, and this one doesn't look possible.
Yeah, 1v5, a little bit of a different situation, and this time they're not going to be bum rushing into you. 1 by 1. So it might be an extended round as Wonderful climbs up to the roof. Well, I mean, it's been a kind of an odd game, I think, considering FURIA feels like some of the gifts they've had in this, both second rounds won now. You have the 1v3 from Skulls in the first half. It feels like they should maybe have a little bit more of a lead, but this tactical outplay.
Guys, I really feel like we need to know.
Okay, let's
guys,
go.
We really need to focus more, really.
Yeah.
Justik, if you want to join us like this, maybe say, guys, I joined you, they can flank or something like this.
They cannot flank, bro.
All right, Alexi getting everyone focused, making sure everyone's calm in what they're doing, exactly how they want to play the round, making sure everyone's communicating how they're going to work with each other. And I think that was even Emid there at the end saying they can't hang with us. Say that? Am I imagining that?
They can't flank.
They can't flank, okay.
So make sure they can't flank us.
All right.
He said they can't flank you, bro. A little bit of back chat.
Yeah.
A little slap, you know.
It's second time this week we've seen Alexi being the authoritarian figure within the lineup.
I like
to
it.
see. Yeah, very cool to see. 11-10. Money's running low on the Navi side of things. Descended to a Galil on Bit. Mac 10 on Alexi.
FURIA in search of map point. And if they get there, Navi's money won't be in the prettiest of spaces, so then FURIA are likely to close out Nuke. At least for Navi, they haven't lost multiple players in an instant. It's been a quiet fragging game for a number of the Navi players. JL, 8 kills, Bit on 7. Wonderful obviously doing the heavy lifting for the squad at the moment. JL's gonna slip out through Squeaky. Good kill from JL. Couldn't get the second, looked like he was about to. And Skull's unchecked on the rafters, he goes unchecked! And it's checkmate in the end in this round as Skulls dives down on top of Huddy, gets away. And FURIA now go to 12, they go to map point. And Navi collapse as they do not check the rafters, punished by Skulls.
A beautiful round from Skulls. The multi-kill, cleaning up players coming outdoor as well. All came down to him. And one final player that drops into the bomb site after his multi-kill. Good defense on the upper site. And Navi not given a chance to work the map the way they have previously in this half. FURIA can handle the executions. It's when they start getting spread around the map and made to be mobile that Navi's able to find the gaps and work them. But things like this, the double play into Mini the previous round, they can handle them just fine.
And this is what we were talking about when Navi lose that last round. They're down to 1 AK. A Galil in the hands of JL, and everybody else is on pistols to try and force another round here. Cello. Flash comes towards him. He's not alone in ramp. He's got Kesserado, and Cello's trying to find most of the attention. He still will get clear Kesserado, but Cello delivers a beautiful triple. Nothing Navi can do to stop that. And JL and him are left in a 2v4. This map looks over. But with JL's headshot, a dream for a second, but that is shut away by Fallen. It's been an impressive map, and certainly times in the second half where it did not look as comfortable for FURIA. But they look like they've got the job done now.
Yeah, got to give credit, though. This defense locked down at the perfect moments. I think they played the economy game really well in this second half to set themselves up for this kind of success. They were confident enough to move past the difficulties of dealing with Navi strategically, and at the end of the day, it's individuals, it's triple kills from Skulls and Cello to close out map 1 for FURIA. Gotta be feeling supremely confident coming into.
Yeah, a team that can drop maps but always find a way back into the series. FURIA are going to be very aware of that in their search for a semi-final spot here in Rio de Janeiro. But a setup in towards the A bomb site being deployed now from Navi. Smoke's being sent out of their hands as they trickle on into the site. Skulls has eyes on the ramp exit. Kesserado preoccupied with Palace. And instantly it will be wonderful to rip Skulls away. But Kesserado, that is what we're talking about. A triple out of the Julies as he dives down from upper to lower on the wood. There's now 2 players left here for Navi, and the bomb plant surely coming through now.
Yeah, shouldn't be able to be stopped either. Ooh, there's the peek early from Cello. No one's there to trade it. He didn't wait for Fallen, who was coming in behind him. Molotov in hand on Fallen. Good flashbang. Blinded. Retake is going to be slowed. Footsteps heard by Bit, and it just taps away, falls back, and plays the team game.
They don't know both players are there yet, but soon they will, and Bit's going to drop back. Oh, his teammate's gone, so it's all on Bit to try and close this one out. Good headshot, couldn't stop Yuri, who gets back into the pistol round and wins it for FURIA.
Nice Molotov work from FURIA. Fallen has that coming in and completely exposes Navi in the 2v2, forces them out into the open and prevents them from working together. 1-0 for FURIA, who didn't win a pistol round on Nuke. They did win both second rounds, but a pistol is nice if they can convert.
This is great work from Kesserado. the first out, Palace had the distraction of his teammate within the site that pulled the attention away initially.
Yeah, it's great stopping power from K-Serrado with those dualies. Just slowing down the hit, taking away the initial thrust of it, and that allows FURIA's rotations to be there at a good timing.
Not going to get a force bite.
Yeah, 1-0, and you have the AK on Wonderful. You got the Galil on Bit as well. Deagle's on the other 3 players.
They're going to go for a double boost up into the apartments. K-Serrado and Cello put in position there, and Imma looking to try and deal with it, and the K-Serrado just getting rid of him. So Imma to go down. And that forces Navi's hand definitely more towards this A bomb site. But instead of making that fully telegraphed, Alexi's going to send a smoke out into mid just to try and keep some eyes there, but everyone that's remaining for Navi will eventually go into this A site.
And they're starting to shrink the map a little bit. You can see the aggression on the mini-map. That's Cello pushing up in B halls. He's got a good stance for it, so K-Serrado can shift towards Catwalk. They can have a good glance into the A bomb site or a quick rotation if needed, and it might be because Skull's caught snoozing. Both MP9s forced all the way back. So there's space for Navi to get a plant, space for Navi to get this rifle into position and get some work done.
Yeah, Yuri just dodging the bullets that JL's sending his way, but it's keeping him pinned. Oh, K-Serrado has no idea, but he was right on. He was dead on in terms of about to deny that bomb plant. Yuri and Cello, though, coming back in, leaving it all on JL's D-goal from Palace. And, of course, with the damage already done and so many players to deal with, JL can't win this. It'll be 2 in a row from the side of FURIA, but at least another bomb plant for Navi.
Yeah, bomb plant, JL gets to keep that D-goal in his armor, so it's not a whole lot, but something that can give you an opening. We'll see what he can do with it. We've seen some beautiful things from JL's D-goal.
Yeah, we know he's got something in his D.
It's got some potential there.
I remember just the first game of Pro CS2, everybody's talking about how rare 30 bombs are going to be. First game that of CS2 that JL plays, he drops a 30 bomb on Mirage. I'll always remember that.
Yeah, that's going to be the takeaway that's there with you till your end of your time.
Yeah, it's just burned into my mind.
Okay.
That impact from JL.
Well, JL, you'll always live. Your legacy's always going to be there in
my brain. Yeah. That was before everything, you know? That was before the major. Yuri with a peek. Up into the underpass, doesn't see anything, and obviously too risky to hang around, so he's going to get away. Back into the connector. So Navi with a heavy B lean. It's Mr. Cello here. He's not alone now. He's got K-Serrado coming to join him.
This is right out of the gate. Navi's not messing around, not working the map. And that's a nice opening kill for Bit. A little awkward. K-Serrado still alive, struggles on the first kill, which means the second player is able to trade him off. And Navi have found a way to crack in with the Hero AK-47. They snatch a round away. A surprising timing execute on the B bomb site, and FURIA is locked out.
Kind of a cool venue we got set up here, Jason. I like, we can kind of see down a little bit into
we have the open door into the playing environment.
Yeah, we can look down upon the players.
You can hear the teams cheer a little bit ahead of time.
Yeah, we kind of know.
Although I never know if it's for the B stream or this stream.
It's always the B stream, isn't it? They're always, that's what the best games are, isn't it? The B stream.
Always the B stream.
What is going on in the B stream right now, though? We got Vitality Heroic, but how's that going?
I don't know. Are you going to spoil it for him?
Yeah, I am. All right, you got 3 seconds this time, guys. If you don't want a spoiler, turn your headphones off. All right, Heroic winning the first map. They're leading that series versus Vitality. That's surprising.
Yeah, that's not bad. We take that.
Start of the year, that's where Heroic made their name, right? With an upset win over Vitality in Katowice.
True, it's all coming full circle.
It's coming full circle as we get closer to the end of 2024. Halloween's right around the corner. Scary times ahead.
You a Halloween fan?
No, not really. It's probably the least interesting holiday. What about you? As an American, it might be a little bit more exciting for you guys.
No, I'm not so much a Halloween guy.
You got many kids in your neighborhood come around, you just...
I don't actually, it's great.
Oh, that's amazing.
It's a very chill...
I just turn the lights off and pretend I'm not in.
Exactly.
Screw that. Although as a kid, at least where I grew up, you had to sing a song.
Sing a song?
You didn't say trick or treat, you sang Halloween is coming.
Oh, I never even did trick or treat, I just grabbed the candy and said thanks.
Yeah, exactly, we had to sing for our supper.
That's the worst.
And sometimes you just get monkey nuts. Well, Wonderful does well. It's Kesserado that goes down in the AWPer for Navi chiming in. A little bit of bit droppage. And Cello no longer with us. He's gone. Navi with 2 players early doors here in round 4.
I love watching Wonderful just challenge up Catwalk that whole way. He's just like, if no one's going to slow me down, I'm happy to just take this angle, peek in towards Khan. Nice opening kill. And Bit takes a little risk coming out Palace. That is rewarded. So once again, a save for Fury with these 3 weapons, and Skulls will be able to drop an M4 over to Cello. Kesserado will be able to buy. And that'll be the last chance Fury have to put a stop from this to this early run from Navi.
Questions coming in live from the community, live from the audience watching at home. They're asking if they could put their headsets back on. You can't hear me, but yes, you can. You can put them back on now. That's okay.
Well, JL's on a hunt. He wants to take these weapons away. Get into it. Get stuck in. You know one's going to be in here. You know it's a popular place to save. All right. Doesn't want the fight. 2-2, all tied up.
It's interesting hearing from JL just in between the map break about why we heard those comms the other day where maybe people were getting frustrated at each other, kind of blaming each other. He said that's just normal now. They're really comfortable with one another. We can feel like we can throw some digs, you know?
Sure. I think, I mean, sometimes that gets overblown. Those conversations happen in virtually every match and every team.
Yeah.
As you're trying to get everyone on the same page and minimize the number of mistakes, the number of miscues you have. Good job from Yuri breaking the smoke, finding Ima. That slows down the catwalk portion of this split, but it doesn't stop it altogether. Fallen's ult may do that. Now at range.
In the fire, JL is forged, and well, he's trying his best to make something happen of it, but he's still running behind the bench. He's taking damage on board with every step. There's Navi left with just 2 players. Alexi B, one of them, it's short and now gone. As Fallen chimes in with a sniper, JL will topple the Yuri and FURIA back into the lead.
What a great round from Fallen with the AWP. First one's easy, just a standard shot through the window, but once he's out by the bomb site, every single shot he takes, his movement, his decision of where to go next after that shot is perfect, keeping him safe, preventing JL from hunting him down. Fine work from Fallen at the B bomb site. And FURIA nursing this lead.
Another interesting point that's often brought up around these games, obviously with this format, you get through the groups and you're qualified for the playoffs. And I think when you have a team like FURIA that will have so much expectation, so much pressure on their shoulders just to qualify for the playoffs, the fact that they're already there is that sentiment that so much pressure is already alleviated from the team and they can play with a little bit more freedom.
Yeah, that which is nice. I would say I would take the glass half empty approach to that kind of a concept, because once, you know, it's great for now, but once you get into the arena that you've already qualified for, that pressure comes back in the shape of like 10,000 fans who want to see you win. So yeah, they're gonna have to it's a nice little luxury for the moment that you're just playing for seeding.
Yeah, but
and it's gonna get rough again pretty soon here.
Yeah, but if you qualify for the semi-finals from this game, you got one more BO3 to win and then a BO5 grand final. A unique change at the end of the year at this tier of tournament to get the BO5 finals at the Intel Extreme Masters outside of Cologne and Katowice. Couple of shots whizzing past JL.
Oh, Fallen just give up the angle. Dropped a piece of utility over, and now he's back on it. So any slow creep from Navi in the B halls is going to get punished. Fallen's just got to hold his nerve, ignore the comms from his teammates, that smokes and Molotovs going towards Khan, indicating some pressure towards the A bomb site. Standing pat for the moment.
Oh, good shot from Fallen. JL taken out with a dry peek forward. Here comes the utility though. And Navi begin their onslaught into this B bomb site, but so far so good from the defense of FURIA. Another one from Fallen Sniper, and another one chimed in until finally dropped by Wonderful. But it would be a 1v4 for the Ukrainian Sniper. And he smells Yuri. He gets by him though. He runs on by. It wasn't silent, it was quite audible from Wonderful. He goes into the market. Oh, got a good read and a no-scope on Skulls. He's looking for Yuri now on the bench and needed to hope for a hero no-scope. FURIA will not be stopped in the end. 4 rounds collected, and they're fired up about it.
Yeah, but he made it interesting.
He did.
He made it very possible
exciting
at the end. Yeah, that kill and market, and you're like, okay, there is a universe.
I thought Yuri was going to wreck him when he ran past him in the smoke. I thought that was good night for Wonderful, but somehow he did make it to another kill.
Fallen's been wonderful these past 2 rounds with the AWP.
See what you did there?
He's done it. Yeah, I didn't even really mean to. God damn. Yeah, he's been excellent. I'd love to see him now with this op with a little confidence under his belt. I'd like to see him get some success over towards A, over towards middle. Start making that op really a feared presence on the map to where Navi never know where it's going to be. Ooh, okay. Well, that's about the opposite of what I wanted from Fallen.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure he feels that too. Brutal from Bit, but he's dead. He's out of there 1 for 1. Now it's Imma's turn to show us what he's got on his Deagle. That centered view model. Climbs up on the bedside cabinet. Having a little peer down into the bomb site. Nothing presenting itself to Imma at the moment. The Romanian continues to roam. He's going to get himself out lower and lower, closer to Cello. He's got to clear him with a big bang on that D, but he misses the shot, and Cello's rifle will prevail. 50 seconds remaining, bomb going back to A, and JL is the space creator for Navi here.
Yeah, but I really like what FURIA's done. Just kind of centralize, move to the middle of the map, play retake. Just don't leave your defense overextended, and once you've lost Fallen, don't leave one anchor at the A bomb site who's there to get picked off. You know they're buying in the next round, so the plant is not the hugest deal in the world. And now it should be a pretty typical textbook retake.
Yep, nice and easy. Final 2 kills come in, FURIA secure it. Buy coming back for Navi. That bomb plant giving them a little bit extra cash on top of what they've got with the loss bonus. And will be a bit frustrated he didn't get this kill on Cello.
Yeah, I mean, he might feel like that. It looked like it was going to be accurate, to be honest with you. I don't even think it landed any damage, but yeah. Still always going to be a tough scenario, just trying to lurk out the B bomb site solo with the Deagle.
Yeah, so many angles you got to clear and worry about. You have to be picture perfect.
Did a damn good job. Aside from, you know, the shot.
Yeah, when it came down to that. Yuri losing half of his health. Fallen, let's see if he has a better round this time. Looking down into the underpass at the time being. Alexi B is spamming things, making it uncomfortable for Fallen, so he decides to go and silence the in-game leader on the other side.
That's what I like from Fallen. Good work. Sticking around in con for the moment. Ema was the underpass player. He's come all the way back around, swapped it up with JL, who's just looking for that push at the moment, but Navi want to make sure they can secure middle. Nothing to see over that smoke, so Cello's isolated. Oh, it's broken. Yuri sets up Cello, and no kills come out. Decent damage, but that should have been way more impactful. Still, Navi cannot cross as the FURIA reinforcements arrive, and there goes Ema.
Just Bit left alone now with 30 seconds left. His teammates have collapsed. Bomb is down on short. And they're all fighting him on different angles. Kesrado is the man to close it, and 6 rounds as the CT side continues to build for FURIA. And they're having a great time now. You can understand why. Navi, the opposite. It's another pretty flat performance coming out of Navi at this point. And
let's go, boys, and listen to each other on spawn, okay? Igor was asking for flash for 10 years, no one answering to him. We just need to fucking step up now.
10 years is a long time.
yeah, Wonderful's aged a lot.
those track in kind of the sense that we've gotten from a lot of those different listen-ins to the Navi camp at this event.
I just like the at the end. That was really, you know, we've all been there. We've all listened to a sigh.
We love that noise. Okay, just dry challenge up the ramp. Fallen, who is moving away. Ema takes a tag, jumping over the top. There's JL with 2 kills with his Tech 9, and oh, this got weird.
This got real weird. Real fast. Cello, though, we know he's good in the op. We know he can wield it to success. He's got to somehow win this. Oh, good angle selected, but couldn't stop. Wonderful. And that is an unexpected round win from NAVI.
Yeah, very much so. Starting again, like NAVI or FURIA didn't really realize the pacing and the scaling that NAVI was bringing to the table. They saw one AK challenging around the edge of the smoke, but then the Tech 9 and the P250 got close up before any of them were able to slow it down. Good hit from NAVI in a map and a half where you're struggling. Busting out an A-pop with Tech 9s on a low buy and stealing yourself a round. There's some of that fragging power of JL. You wanted double kill with the Tech 9 and a round like that, jumping over the stairs?
Yeah, it's nice. Up to 3 kills now. Keeping count of that. Still got my one hand up.
Perfect.
But we're getting close to having to move on to the second hand.
That's an exciting moment in the game.
That was explosive. That was great. Well, NAVI have to take that chance now and run with it. You can't afford just to drop the ball instantly and allow FURIA to win with the double up setup here.
This is a massive round for NAVI. Off the win in the last round of going into that double op setup, they've reinvested into it this round. Cello and Fallen both. So if NAVI can win this, FURIA's out of funds, and you're looking at NAVI being able to scrape together an even scoreline at halftime, despite the fact that the game hasn't looked all that good for them.
Well, just one man tossing out utility in towards the A side alone. Trying to signal that there's a lot more presence coming this way than there really is. It's JL solo at A, and the rest of NAVI either in middle, hanging around in the T apartments. Alexi B is trying to take short control. He is going to get it eventually, just clearing that ladder room. The fight will come down to Skulls' peak, and he decides to go, and they weren't ready. Wonderful was looking the wrong way. Alexi B didn't get back in time, and Skulls has a double to put FURIA in a 5v3. But Imma, he slipped through the smoke. He's got himself onto the stairway.
Yeah, but even if he gets a kill, he's never going to expect K-Serrano to be behind him. And he's not even going to get the first. Yuri's able to shut him down. Ima's had a tough time, 1 and 8.
Yeah, that was kind of the only thing that NAVI had going for them, that he had managed to slip through that smoke. Now that he gets nothing out of it, there really is nothing in the round for NAVI. And you started this round by saying this is such an important round for NAVI, and they just get flatlined. Yeah,
destroyed by Skulls off Catwalk. And on top of that, you don't even get anything done in terms of a couple of kills, 2 kills even. So money's going to grow for FURIA. All 5 players surviving is going to be very nice for them moving forward. Bit and JL will have these AK-47s. JL can drop 1. Very curious if we see a NAVI buy in the next round. I think we might, just by virtue of them sitting at 3, have got to be feeling like we need more.
Yeah, you need 5 out of this. That's half, realistically, to feel a little bit of happiness. But FURIA, we know they can be potent with the double up setup. They're wielding it again. You know, we've got Fallen and Cello on them. This has been a great day at the office for FURIA. If they close this map, they find themselves in a semi-finals at the Intel Extreme Masters Rio.
FURIA's done such a good job in middle in this CT half. Even when Navi's been able to have some basic control and get towards Con and Catwalk, FURIA's done a good job handling it. Once again, they find the 2 opening kills, and that's half the attack. And if you're Navi, it's like whatever strategy we called in this round doesn't really matter because we don't have any presence in middle. So once again, it's almost like a late mid-round recovery mission to try and establish that presence. But K-Serrano's not going to let that happen for free. In fact, he won't let it happen at all. And it's now a 5-round lead for FURIA. And Navi really have got not a whole lot of money to play with in this last round. Feels like Navi really could use that day off.
Yeah, they really could. They had one off yesterday, right? Or they didn't have a game yesterday. The last game they played was against Liquid.
Yeah, 2 days ago.
Yeah, they would have had one yesterday.
Okay, they could use another day off.
They really could, yeah. At this point, definitely so.
And it's not completely off. They do have media.
Yeah. It's not really an off day.
Yeah, it's not really an off day at all.
Well, last year, FURIA made it to the quarterfinals of IEM Rio. They lost to Heroic, who would eventually go on to be the second-place team at the event. A win over NAVI today would allow them to do better than their last year's result without playing the playoff game. Now Yuri, he's lined them up. It's a double. It's JL and him are both dead, and Bit making sure that one of those kills come back,
Damn,
but
bro.
he is just annihilated. Caservato is unplayable right now until Wonderful gets rid of him. Now this would be a 1v4 for Wonderful, and he's got it down into a 1v2, but he's taking a lot of damage on board, and Fallen just swings him. He just fights him. And FURIA are in a fighting mood, 9-3, as they are staring at a semi-final placement here at IEM Rio.
Anybody else but you. 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 I need anybody else but you. Anybody else but you. But you. I don't want anybody else but you. I need anybody else but you. Anybody else but you. Anybody else but you. I need anybody else but you. Anybody else but you. But you. I don't want anybody else but you. I need anybody else but you. Anybody else but you. But you. Anybody else but you. I need anybody else but you. Anybody else but you. But you.
Come one, come all. Come check out the best FURIA we've had in years. They took down FaZe, they took down Mouse, and they're on the verge of taking down the best team in the world in NAVI. 2-0 even. A dominant series so far from FURIA. First map close, second map been a bit of a stomp.
Oh, it has been a massive stomp, and FURIA loving that. There was always a feeling in this series that even if NAVI were to lose one map, it would be forced to a third. FURIA would have to work for it, but FURIA being the better squad, significantly so here on Mirage, and they are close to closing. 15-5 from the first half, Caservato. It's always great when you see him at that level. He's also got the support cast of Fallen and Yuri around him. And speaking of, Yuri has opened up the B-bomb site onto Alexi B. JL trying to compose himself, does very well indeed at doing that. It's 2 headshots locked in and at least putting NAVI ahead on players.
Oh, that's another one through the smoke, jumping as well. Bomb just going down now, but Caservato's put in a position where he's going to have to overextend to bring this back in their favor. They know one's coming from Catwalk. He's kind of stuck against this wall, and he's going to have to look for an opportunity to push in towards the window or the door. This is where the main thrust of the retake is happening, though.
Oh, big clear from Bit. That certainly will help matters, and Navi convincingly win the pistol.
FURIA is going to be punching themselves, and they look at that back like you don't need to lose 2 players to the catwalk fight. Let the catwalk player be. He's just going to tuck himself behind the corner. He's not going to be pushing forward whatsoever. He's not over in dark. He's not close enough to cause issues unless we give him the fights, which is exactly what FURIA does. Yeah, when you take that fight, you're like, nah, one of these bullets is going to hit him in the head, do some damage, mess up his aim, but losing 2 kills there is just brutal. When you've got a clean opening, when you've already dropped into the bomb site, it ain't worth.
At least they got some extra cash to play with that bomb plant. So they're going to get a Galil for Fallen. Everybody else is going to be on Tech 9s. And there's a heap of utility available for FURIA. So it's not like you have to... You're off to a guaranteed good start here, Navi. You've got to worry about this force buy potential from FURIA.
Well, every time they've won a pistol on Nuke, both pistols that they won, they lost the second round. So Navi in the back of their heads right now is like, we can't do this again.
That can't
it won't happen
again,
3 times in one series.
Well, Util goes out mid. FURIA did send numbers out top middle, but they've not committed to that. They've left Yuri at top mid behind the boxes, and they can go elsewhere. So they can leave him as a lurker mid, and the rest are currently positioning him outside of B.
If FURIA don't get something either in this round or in the very first gun round, if Navi are able to just show like a dominant defense, I think this is going to be a comeback the whole way. FURIA's got to be really careful about how this half starts.
Oh, a lot of nades being used, and Wonderful knows he's got a kill here on Yuri. So that's the mid-lurk portion gone. FURIA now leaping into the B-bomb site. They've got to get a good entry here on Alexi B. It's 1 for 1. Bomb is going down. It's going to be planted, but here come Navi on the retake. The rotates arrived. Dink ontowards Imma. That certainly helps matters, and that kill from Skulls follows up for FURIA. Navi are falling apart. Imma dead. Down and out. And this 2v2 retake has become a 1v2 clutch for Wonderful. He throws himself into the bomb site. First kill is good, but once again, taking a Dink on board. 5 HP, and the grenade sent in. Good night. 10 rounds for FURIA, and Navi let it happen again.
It's happened one more time. The 3rd time they've won the pistol and lost the 2nd, and that's going to be so frustrating for this team. Blade's making a note in his book right now to have a long conversation about 2nd rounds after this game. Damn. I gotta say, this is one, I think Cello makes the hero play. He gets that like running dink on the player in window, and when he sees Skulls kill Bit at the door, he's like, I already know I dinked this guy. I'm getting aggressive. I'm pushing in, and I'm making sure that we secure this part of the map. They recover the M4s, which gives Skulls the weapon he needs to close out the 2v2.
FURIA are going back to B. They've thrown the mid smokes, but no one's going there. Instead, it's going to be a full commitment into one player. It's Alexi B.
It's hit every round to the B-bomb site.
Yeah, so far so good though from JL's Deagle. It won't live on for a 2nd frag. So now it's Alexi B that needs to deliver something out of his. And he's just put under too much pressure, too many angles he has to worry about. And B has fallen again. Navi invested into this round as well. So you've got to just get out or just hope you can step up. And Imma certainly will try. He stopped Yuri from getting the bomb planted safely, and there's body shots being landed by Bit, but it hasn't really amounted to much, and it leaves Wonderful once again in an unwinnable situation.
Yeah, enough good shots from the Deagles to make this round interesting in the sense that it felt like Navi at some point might have been able to turn that in their favor, whether it's off the JL Deagle or the Imma Deagle, but good job from FURIA making sure that doesn't go any further than just the 2 individual kills. 11-4, and yeah, there's no really good solutions here or situations for Navi, whether you want to force buy or save and go for the guns.
Well, it looks like it's going to be the full eco, so USPs are just going to sit there, and this is going to guarantee you FURIA a 12th round series point. And this is about to qualify FURIA into the semi-finals.
Now to send Navi to the quarters. Not eliminated today, obviously. Set piece at A, they've already walked up and gotten positioning.
It's a good kill from Skulls, Imma to fall first.
It's such a nice culmination of some of the positive signs we've seen out of FURIA in the past few months.
Sure,
As Skulls came in, as Fallen took over leadership, new coach as well.
I mean, I think we were talking about this back at Cologne when maybe it wasn't the best sort of results from FURIA. We were talking about some of the events they've got coming up the rest of the year, and you're looking at Rio as one of those stops just before the major where they're always expected to put in a performance. They're always wanting to get a good performance out of the squad, and we didn't know if they were going to be able to find that form coming into this event. We wondered, oh, this could be a really, for the first time, this could be a really disappointing Rio for FURIA, but they've come out and they are looking the best we've seen from them, and this is really good from FURIA, especially with the major around the corner as well.
Ooh, sees the shadow. Good kill on the low HP. Wonderful. Going to try and get away with an AK-47. Got one more piece of danger, and he can't live it out. 12-4. 8 chances for FURIA to book themselves into the semi-final.
I don't think anybody was even quietly optimistic about FURIA coming into the event either. I think many people thought this might just be the first disappointing run, but they came out in that statement in their day one.
Well, everything that we've seen of positive signs from FURIA has been like a good map, a good series, a nice upset, but they've never been able to convert that into deep runs. You haven't really seen them string those series together. This is the first time where they defeat Mouse. Now it looks like they're going to be defeating NAVI, beat FaZe in the best of one. So string it together. So not only do you have the good series win, you have the result it provides behind you, which you haven't had in the past. And look at FURIA trading their way into this A bomb site. Beautiful work, and one more. Wonderful sets his in-game leader up for a 1v1 clutch against Yuri.
Yuri to put his team into the semi-finals. Down into the connector, he will escape with the bomb. It's going to be a long way to that B bomb site, but there's space to play with.
And it's going to feel even longer because, yeah, he's going to run here, but you have to be a little bit concerned. If there's a player up on catwalk peeking into the A bomb site, if that's where Alexi decided to position himself, which is not the case, but Yuri has plenty of time to find a good post plant. No kit on Alexi either. Does have a smoke.
Yeah, look at all the util that Yuri has. And Alexi's still just making sure that it's not A. So that's going to waste a few more seconds that he doesn't have. He does not have a kit on his back. He only has a smoke. And just think about the amount of positions that Alexi B must clear, that he must check.
You can't clear or check all of them. At some point, Alexi's in his head. He's like, I have no kit. I'm going to drop the smoke, and I'm going to stick to defuse and see what happens.
Well, that's what he's going to go and do. So gets onto that defuse. Hasn't stuck it, now knows where Yuri is. He goes into the swing, he's got the kill, but has he got the time? Alexi's going to give it a go. He gets on that defuse, he's going to hold it through.
Look at his face.
FURIA know they got it. FURIA know that they've got it. And they're straight into the semi-finals. An unbeaten run in the group stages from FURIA. They took down FaZe, they took down Mouse, and they've now taken down NAVI. FURIA's forces fire on to the semi-finals in Rio.
A phenomenal series for them today on a team level and also at individual level. They were on point. Fallen's off on this second map. K Serrato, his